All right, so today we're going to talk about 4 ways to speed up fat loss. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Number 1, eat more protein. I can't hammer this home any more than I do in all my videos. Protein has a higher thermic effect, which means 30% of the calories of what you eat that is protein would need to be used to break down that protein. That is compared to carbohydrates, which is about 10 to 15, and fats, which is about 5%, which means for every 100 calories, 30 of those calories would have to be used simply to break down the protein. This does 2 things. Protein helps, of course, facilitate muscle retention and muscle growth, which is an important factor that we'll talk about, but also it helps with satiety, because not only are you eating a macronutrient that helps you burn more calories per calories consumed, it also helps with satiety. So it helps you not eat or overeat throughout the day. And that's really one of the bigger problems, is the constant eating throughout the day that people do because they just never feel satisfied, because they eat a lot of snacky foods that doesn't give them that satiety, that satisfaction. And protein tends to do this. It happens with steak. It happens with even vegan protein meals. They're more filling and more satisfying than all of the other macronutrients. Now let's go on to number 2, cardio for the EPOC effect. Now, cardio in and of itself is good because it helps with your cardiovascular system, your heart health, and that's important. Reducing your resting heart rate, those things are very important because it's longevity, it's health. But also what happens with cardio is you do lose some calories or burn some calories throughout the cardio session. But more importantly, depending on the intensity of the cardio, you can actually continue to lose calories as your body is trying to get back into a reset or back into rest mode. This rest mode process normally takes about 38 hours based on the studies that we have. That means that you could essentially go into your next cardio workout the next day while still being within the EPOC time frame that you're burning for the last time you did your cardio session. So it's a really good effect that consistently allows you and helps you to burn more body fat throughout the day. Cardio is not just good for its intra-session, but it's also good for what happens after the intense workout. The EPOC effect adds to the calorie burning throughout the day. Now let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is muscle training. You want to build muscle, and bare minimum, you want to retain muscle, because lean mass is the primary driver for your metabolic rate. And what happens when you lose weight is that losing weight becomes harder. The lower your weight is, the harder it is to lose more of it. So what you want to do, and a lot of this comes from your metabolic rate going down. This is what's called adaptive thermogenesis, as your body becomes more efficient in an attempt to protect your body fat. So what you need to do is that you need to combat that with the fact that you are maintaining or building muscle. And this muscle that you're maintaining and building is assisting you in increasing your metabolic rate. So it's a constant battle between adaptive thermogenesis and muscle retention, both working in opposite ends, one for you, the other against you. So muscle building is important. Don't look at muscle building as just a cosmetic thing, or just something that looks cool, or just something that burns a few calories when you go to the gym. The building of muscle and the retention of muscle will help you combat adaptive thermogenesis on the back end, because you will increase your lean mass, which helps drive your metabolic rate. And finally, number 4, eat foods that you like, but in a controlled environment. By that, I mean more than likely eat them at home, but also ensure that you are aware of how much of it that you're eating. And why it's important to eat the foods that you like is simply because this is something that you're going to have to do for a long time. And if you feel a lack of satisfaction, not simply from feeling full, but from what you've eaten, just the taste of the food, if you feel that lack, you are more prone to going and eating something that you're not supposed to, or overeating because you feel that you didn't get satisfaction when it came to what you were eating before. So it's very, very important to make sure that you still eat the foods that you like. Just try to get all of your macronutrients in, try to increase the protein amount of the things that you like, but eat the foods that you like, and try to eat them at home and not when you go out to eat, because so much gets added to these foods that add to the calorie count. As long as you do it in a controlled environment, it actually can help you over the long term and even over the short term, because you won't be grazing out of a lack of satisfaction. Hopefully these 4 things help you with speeding up fat loss, but these are 4 pretty critical tips that can definitely 100% help you in speeding up fat loss. All right, guys, this is Edward. Until the next one, peace.